Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's Facecast. Do you ever find yourself asking the question, why? Why are these things happening? What is this all about? Something like the coronavirus pandemic, for example. Why is this happening? What is it? What the big questions in life, I suppose. Sometimes things happen not because of any particular reason, they just happen. Something like the pandemic may well be one of those things. It's just happened because of some carelessness or somewhere, or because of something has mutated from one thing to another, and it's just happened. But in it, we can learn something. If we are wise and if we are careful, we can learn, and through our learning, our understanding of a situation, we can improve so that it doesn't happen again, or that we can improve ourselves so that we can cope with what happens better and we can equip ourselves better. That's all part of learning from history, isn't it? Here we are in Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For everything that was written in the past was written to teach us, so that through endurance and the encouragement of the scriptures, we might have hope. Paul is teaching this church in Rome how to live and think and behave and be in order to live a successful, happy, fulfilling, fruitful life. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? That's what we want. And he's saying here is that we must look to our past and learn from what our ancestors have done and all the teaching that's gone before us. We must take account of those things. Otherwise, we end up acting in ignorance, and we needn't. We can look to the past and realise that what was said then helps us, teaches us about the now, and prepares us for the future. And what Paul is telling them about is Jesus. He's saying, remember all of the past, all of the Old Testament, that all pointed towards the coming of the Messiah. And when Messiah came, he lived amongst us and dwelt amongst us and taught us and was an example to us of how life should be. We need to take account of that and not forget it. In this day and age in which we live now, we are in a process of forgetting our past. We're forgetting about our spiritual heritage, the inheritance we have of Jesus and the church. We're in danger of forgetting that because we become complacent about it, because we don't need it, because life seems to be so good anyway. Why do we need all that stuff, we think? And so it's getting forgotten. And people then try to reinvent it with their own isms and their own homespun theology or philosophy. But we need to remember all that went before and learn from it in order to prepare ourselves for the future. Let me read it again. It's a wise saying. For everything that was written in the past, in this case, all through the Old Testament, God's relationship with his people, everything that was written in the past was written to teach us. So it wasn't just a history book. It wasn't just something that happened then. It's something that is pertinent to us today. So that through endurance, yes, putting up with those things which are difficult and awkward, even coronavirus pandemics, through endurance and the encouragement of the scriptures, the very words that are written here encourage us to live a good life, a better life in the future. We might have hope. And hope is so important, so crucial to all of our lives, to our whole society, that we have hope for the future, hope for a life that we can live, not just for ourselves, but for our children, our grandchildren, and future generations. Hope for the future is also important and is absolutely central to the teachings of Scripture. Well, that's probably enough to dwell on for today, so have a good day. The sun is shining, well, in most parts. Make the most of it and be hopeful. Bye for now.